Hi everyone. I wanted to prepare for my readings today, but I've just been so burned out and so tired. I just don't know what. Um First of all, I think I have sleep apnea. I'm not entirely sure, but I think I have sleep apnea because like sleep apnea is weird because when you start snoring, you're not actually asleep. You're kind of like half awake, but it's like you can feel yourself snoring, right? And it kind of wakes you up, right? And I think that what actually causes snoring, it's not just the weight, because even though I'm quite big, it's also to do with the strength of your throat as well. Like apparently if you have a weak throat, it can cause snoring as well. So I think it's a combination of that, my weight, also the stress on my heart from the electronic weapons. And remember, my heart was shocked on Sunday. Presumably there was an attempt to kill me before. I don't know why I'm laughing. It's not funny, it's horrifying. um I remember I got shocked in the heart like on Sunday morning. It was like around about 5:16 in the morning that I got shocked in the heart. Or five, yeah, it was 5 in the morning, 5:13, 5:16, something like that. It's on my Facebook status. I was shocked in the heart, and I believe that's what kind of triggered um worsening symptoms of sleep apnea. Not necessarily my weight, although people do need to accept that weight can be um a factor. It can be a risk factor if you're not naturally big, because I'm not naturally big. I got here through hormonal instability. That's how I got to this position of being bigger. I'm not a naturally big woman. You can tell because my head is fucking tiny in comparison to the rest of my body. So I'm not naturally big, right? I'm not a naturally big woman. And weight can be a risk factor for sleep apnea. But since those weapons were fired at my heart, if there were any sleep apnea problems, that made it significantly worse. And I believe that the reason why I was shocked in the heart early Sunday morning was to actually kill me on the day of the vigil. And I don't know why that is. I don't know why that was, because I already agreed that I was not going to go to the vigil for the 3 women that died. I already agreed that I wasn't going to go, although I did buy flowers to lay at wherever vigil space it was. I did buy flowers so that I could lay it at a later date or an earlier date. But I got shocked in the heart, which worsened any sleep apnea symptoms there were. And it also made me very tired for most of the day. So most of the day I've been really, really tired. Not just today, but yesterday as well. It made me very tired. I was able to do something yesterday of my own, which is great. I'm not going to go into too much about what I was doing, but it wasn't an entirely wasted day yesterday. But yeah, since that weapon was fired at my heart, it did aggravate my sleep apnea. I'm not going to lie to you. It did aggravate that. So yeah, that there was an attempt to kill me. And I have to wonder how scared the gang stalkers were if they thought for 1 second that I was going to attend that vigil. What did they think was going to happen? I have to wonder what they thought was going to happen if they attempted to kill me during the early hours of the morning on the same day as the vigil. I can only imagine what they thought was going to happen based on everything that I've talked about, and based on everything that I've the feelings that I've had about the vigil, and the concerns that I've had with regards to the 3 black women that died at Brighton Beach. my thing is, if I'm not that important and my words are not that important, then why try to kill me remotely on the morning of the vigil? Because I said on camera that I wasn't going to go. And yeah, I was in two minds about it afterwards. But I said I wasn't going to go. That's A. B, most of my community either don't believe me or they've silenced me. So why would you need to attempt to kill me before I would have an opportunity to go to the vigil? Why would you do that? If you honestly thought that I had nothing to say, nothing to contribute, the fact that you did that, you fucked yourself. The morning of the vigil, bruh, that's a little bit suspect. That's a touch suspect, my G, that you would do that. Just a touch suspect. And, you know, again, I shouldn't be laughing because it's horrifying. You're talking about remote torture on the heart to basically kill me, right? To attempt to kill me. So I shouldn't be laughing at this. It's a horrifying thing. But because I'm used to attempts on my life, I'm used to that. My thing is not the fact that they're trying to kill me, it's the timing. And not only did the gang stalkers try to kill me via remote weaponry on my heart, they tried to kill me in a way in which I said I was going to die. I made a video specifically saying that one of the ways that gang stalkers would kill me is through the natural causes route, because people know I like to binge eat in order to navigate the effects of the gang stalker abuse and the fact that I'm literally involved in a governmental trafficking ring. Because people, I binge eat sometimes, well, not all the time, I binge eat quite a bit, and a bit to kind of manage the abuse, because they know that, because they know I'm a pretty big woman, I'm 215 pounds, I'm not small, because they know that I'm indoors a lot. I'm not always sedentary. I do exercise sometimes, but I'm sedentary most of the time because I'm usually burnt out or sleeping or something, right? They know all these things. So what they're doing is they're creating circumstances where I would die of natural causes. And it's not even just here, it's here as well. They're trying to create circumstances where I die of natural causes, when really it's a combination of psychological warfare and, most importantly, the remote weaponry. I literally said that on camera, that they were going to do that. And not only do they attempt to kill me that way, they attempt to kill me that way on the same day that there's a vigil being observed for the women at Brighton Beach who were killed. I'm going to need people to stop believing in coincidence. That's what I'm going to need people to do. Because what the fuck do you mean? Hold on a minute. Because what the fuck do you mean that you're going to kill me on the same fucking, you try and kill me on the same fucking day? What do you mean by that? And when it comes to Woodingdean and everything, when it comes to living here, I thought that the gang stalkers wanted me here. I thought they wanted to keep me here. I thought they wanted me to stay. What I now realize is going on is that the gang stalkers want me to want to stay, or they want to feel like I want to stay, so that they can torture me with the fact that I can't. Brother, like when that realization hit me, I'm like, God damn, this is how far these people have fallen. I've moved around so many times, like I've traveled to so many places around this country. Like, it literally makes no difference. I could move somewhere else tomorrow. The second somebody acts up, I'm going to be somewhere else. And they know this. They're not stupid. Well, they're stupid. But the gang stalkers know that as soon as they act up, I'm going to be somewhere else. As soon as they do some extra shit, I'm going to be somewhere else. They know that. So the fact that they're trying to make sure that I miss the place, make sure that I don't want to leave so that it tortures me more when I do leave, that is literally the most pathetic thing I've ever heard of. So on top of trying to kill me and failing, you're trying to make sure you're trying to make sure, right, that I miss Woodingdean and Brighton just because, you know, you're a little bit less obvious with your gang stalking. So you're trying to make it like I don't want to leave and I want to stay. Look, I love Brighton. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I fucking love this place. Here is where I discovered who I truly was. I will always hold this place in high regard for that. You want to know who you are? You come to a coastal town. You want to know who you are? You go to a rural town. Go to a place where there's nature. That will tell you who you are. I will never forget this place for that. If this is what I personally feel like. I feel like I'm going to move out of Woodingdean and I'm going to move out of Brighton. I feel like that is going to happen. But if it happens, or when it happens, I will never forget what this place taught me. Ever. I will never forget what this place taught me. I will never, ever be ungrateful for what this place taught me. This place taught me who I was. I can take that everywhere with me. I can take that everywhere with me. Everywhere I go, I'm going to take this version of myself with me. And plus, where I moved to, what I realized is that when I allow myself to be dictated by where I am, rather than what my core objective is, it enables the gang stalkers to manipulate me even more. You have to have an objective outside what you're allowed to have, because the way gang stalking works is that it controls you through the resources that it allows you to have. Therefore, you have to have a focus, you have to have an objective, you have to have an ethical code that will outlast any of the material things in your life. That's why integrity is important. It's not a way to hurt the perps' feelings. It's not the way to hurt gang stalkers' feelings. It's a way for you to continue to carry on, to value survival and the ability to adapt more than any self-mythology, more than your name, more than your reputation, more than, you know, home or family or anything else. You have to believe in survival, and you have to believe in the truth. And love too. Those three things: survival, truth, love. When you hold on to your belief in your ethical code and you hang on to your integrity, there's only so much that a gang stalker can control you with when it comes to material possessions and material wealth. And I'm not bluffing either. Remember, when I came here, I had 7 bags in my hand. The rest of my stuff was in storage, and it wasn't even that much. I didn't even take everything with me when I left the London flat. You understand? So, like, for me, it's just like, you have to have integrity. You have to have a sense of self that like outlives any material possession in your life. You have to have an understanding of who you are. You have to have a sense of ethical code even that outlives you. Do you understand? You have to have a sense of ethical code that even outlives you. I have that. I have that. I have something that outlives all the material possessions in my life. I have something that outlives even my own body. Why do you think that when they tried to kill me, I wasn't scared? It wasn't just because this happened before. It's because, like, you're going to kill me and what? And what? What legacy have I left behind? At least people will know from my social media that when it came to the trafficking, the widespread trafficking of innocent people, of vulnerable people, they're going to look back at this social media and know that that crazy bitch fought. They're going to know. And they're going to understand that if these gang stalkers ever succeed in murdering me, that's what the fuck I'm going to leave this planet with. Integrity and knowing that I fought for the right thing. That is something they can never take away from you unless you let them. That's something they can never take away from you unless you let them. If there is something that you love that outlives you, if there is a truth that you believe in that outlives you, then you're laughing. It's not that you will never be concerned and never be worried again. That's not true. You will have emotions. You will feel things. But when you have truth and love on your side, you will go through a lot of pain. But you know what? Even as you go through it, you will realize it was fucking worth it. Know what I mean? These people are trying to kill me looking for some fucking staff morale. It's a bit late in the day for that, mate. Bit late in the day for that. Patterns are forming and people are starting to twig. Can't kill your way out of that shit. If even the Nazis couldn't kill their way out of accountability, what makes you think you can? Sure, Adolf Hitler ran and hid in South America. But even like the majority of fascists, they couldn't kill their way out of accountability. They couldn't do that. So what makes the gang stalkers think they can? In fact, gang stalkers and perps are already dying. They're already being killed off. They're already suffering. It's just like I said to somebody on Facebook. Interpret that facial expression as you will. Just like I said to somebody on Facebook, the gang stalkers and perps are already suffering. They're already suffering the consequences of their actions, and it's going to get worse. They're already dying. They're already being murdered. They're already being maimed. They're already having their homes taken away from them. They're already being sectioned. They're already being overly medicated. They're already being trafficked. Already. Their money isn't protecting them. Their status isn't protecting them. In fact, all the money and status that they have, it goes back to the people that they're gang stalking for. It's not theirs. You're talking about shadow government and shadow organizations. When you get involved in gang stalking, you get involved in any type of shit like that. Any wealth that you have is not fucking yours. It's on loan to you. It's on loan to you. That's how cults work. You hand over all your worldly goods in exchange for the protection and the connections that that organization gives you. Nobody gets out of accountability. Nobody gets away clean. And that's what I'm starting to understand. That's what I'm starting to understand. Like, let alone the wars closing in. Gang stalkers and perps have already been dying and sick. And losing their wealth. And again, it is going to get worse. Because with that amount of gang stalkers, there's a lot of gang stalkers. It's a lot of witnesses to government corruption. They need to be taken care of. Don't they? So any murder, when it comes to me and when it comes to targeted individuals, that's nothing more than staff morale. And the fact that our murders, rather than our liberation, is what these gang stalkers and perps need for staff morale, well, if things ever get worse for the gang stalkers and perps, they deserve what they get. And it will. Imagine imagine you're in the wrong and you need somebody being killed in order to improve your morale. What kind of person does that make you? Really and truly. Instead of taking accountability and solving things, getting together en masse and solving the entire thing, you need your targets dead in order to have some kind of morale. And literally, that is all you're getting. Gang stalkers take me out, all bets are off. All bets are the fuck off. It will start off a chain that cannot be taken back. It cannot be. It will start off a whole fucking firestorm that nobody can take back. If I get the fuck up out of here, if I'm taking the fuck up out of here, that will start a chain of events that cannot be taken back. I get more out of my murder than the gang stalkers do. I get more out of it than they do. Because all they get is to feel good about themselves for 5 minutes before they realize, oh shit, she was right about everything and things are going to get fucking worse. For our children, for our relatives, for all the people who are ever stupid enough to believe our lives, things are about to get worse. And if they ever find out what we were really behind, our necks are on the line. But again, gang stalkers and perps don't really have much choice. They can either die because people know the truth, or they can die in a lie. They don't have a choice. They don't have a choice. Just like targeted individuals haven't been given a choice, gang stalkers and perps, they don't give themselves one either. Baby, you're in this right along with us, and your hierarchy is a lie. Your hierarchy is a fucking lie, mate. Like, you're gonna find out. It's a fucking lie. So yeah, attempted murder is, it's not just attempted murder. Attempted murder is not the only reason why, like, I'm tired and burned out. Like, it's also the insomnia, which is part of the nerve damage stuff. And it's also, like, I barely ever go out anyway. Even when my body's okay, I barely ever go out. Because I don't want to deal with like unrepentant murderers all day. I don't want to deal with unrepentant murderers all day. I don't want to deal with that. I don't want to deal with one more person muttering an insult under their breath that I didn't kill. I don't want to deal with that. I don't want to deal with that, because every single time I go about my business like a normal human being, like I'm supposed to, I feel terrible. I'd just rather not deal with it. I'd just rather not deal with it. So I stay in my yard. I jam in my yard. Or whatever yard that the gang stalkers give me. Speaking of which, I think the gang stalkers tried to kill me. Like, imagine if they would have killed me, then I wouldn't have moved out, right? Then I wouldn't have moved out. The desperation for control is crazy. The desperation for control is crazy. So, what am I going to do? Empress Justice. Oh, yeah. Videos are coming with regards to Empress Justice. Marsha the Great is on some other stuff, though. I'm just trying to rest off the murder attempts and the sleep apnea that is being aggravated by the electronic torture on my heart. By the way, almost the entire time I've been talking, electronic weapons have been fired at my heart. Like, almost the entire time I've been talking. Because I want to try and scare me into silence. It's what they do. It's what they do. Why are we supposed like enlarging my heart to fucking cover up for their bullshit? It's what they do. Well, why expect anything else? So yeah, I'm gonna go. Peace and blessings. I love you guys so much, my fellow TIs, and yeah, we'll talk soon. Like I said, Empress Justice has got videos coming. That's if the gang stalkers and perps haven't successfully murdered me by then. That they probably won't, but more videos are coming. Okay, take care. Peace and blessings, my fellow TIs. Stay strong, stay blessed, and stay you, and stay ready. All right. More of us might be in danger because of the truths that are coming out. Hold your corners. It's about to get bumpy. I love you. Oh, also, what I've been noticing, May, for some reason, seems to be a really bad time for like deaths and things like that. It's May. It's May. May's a really bad time. And I was going to say August. August is more for violence. But like, it's May and September. I don't know why that is. But I'm noticing that there's a cycle when it comes to... there's a cycle when it comes to this. It's like May and September, like the violence tends to escalate or more deaths tend to happen. Yeah, that's not by accident. That's not by accident. It's done like that for a reason. I just can't think what the reason is. But yeah. Anyway, my fellow TIs, stay strong, stay blessed, and keep being you. I gotta go. Peace and blessings. Bye bye, my darlings.